The topic of my paper was the effects of social media. And the reason that I chose this topic was because I really wanted to dive in and discover all the advantages and disadvantages of social media due to the fact that it's such a huge thing today. Like, it's so popular, and I feel as if it consumes the time of so many people today. So that's why I felt pretty passionate and really wanted to discover more about this topic. So during my research, I did find many advantages. And some of the advantages that I found were social media improves social connection. The reason that it improves social connection is because it allows people to communicate through the popular social networks of Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram. It allows people to message and connect online. And without those websites, people might not have been able to communicate, because you can communicate with somebody in Japan, from all around the world. And I think that is a huge advantage. And that also makes it a learning tool, because you're able to become educated about different cultures, like firsthand. So the main question I really wanted to answer, is it an advantage or a disadvantage? So that was one of the advantages. Social media also improves people's technical skills, as in, with social media, people are more likely to use a tablet, smartphone, more often, because they're able to access social media on there, and it results in people being more technologically savvy. So let's see. Social media. One main advantage that I did find about social media that I think is very beneficial is that it allows the youth to have a voice in today's world. Because of Twitter or Facebook, people, or the youth mainly, well, all people, but mainly the youth, are able to learn about issues happening around the world, and they're able to put their voice in and really express their opinion and really feel like their opinion matters. They can make a post, they'll get likes, comments, and just get feedback, and they're able to express their opinion, which I think is very great. It allows access to issues around the world that you might not have heard about without social media. Even though there are all these advantages to social media, there is disadvantages. And that's the main reason that I really wanted to dive into this topic and learn about the effects, because I feel as if there are a lot of advantages, but I don't know if the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. The main concern with social media is that it's so time consuming. People spend so much time on social media. It's very common for people to be posting about everything, just spend so much time. And even a study was found that 22% of teenagers log on to their phone more than 10 times a day in order to access social media. And that is a serious disadvantage, because with the access so much of social media, it can lead to stress, depression, sleep disorders. All these things can result from too much time on the internet using social media. Let's see. That was according to a study that it can actually lead to depression, stress, and sleep disorders. The reason that it causes stress is because you're constantly having messages sent to you. You feel the need to respond. It results in you feeling guilty if you don't respond. That is a huge disadvantage of it being very time consuming. One of other huge concerns and disadvantages that I find that social media brings is there is a lot of harassment and bullying that can come from social media. There's been several instances, like Amanda Todd, she was a huge person, or very well known, and she actually did commit suicide due to harassment over the internet, and that is a huge problem today. It's known as cyberbullying, which is harassment over the internet. Not only is harassment and bullying something that can come from social media, but also social media influences the way people think. For example, you see celebrities posting all the time about this perfect life, and it just leaves people today with a standard of, oh, I need to be perfect. Oh, I constantly need to reflect a perfect image so I can post about it so everyone will think more highly of me, when in reality, that's not accurate. On a positive note, though, social media does bring many advantages with improving social connection, allowing to stay in contact with relatives that you mainly or you might not have had the opportunity to before. And also, it does allow improvement for education. You can join support groups on there and become educated about so many different topics that are out there. And other than the fact that it's time consuming, it does have advantages with the social connection and the education and the technical skills really being improved. But it is very, very time consuming, and I just don't know if social media is something that people today should be spending all their time on.